Hi folks, so I just wanted to carry on looking at tiling texturing techniques in Maya, and in this video I'm going to look at a little bit of a workaround on how we get around nasty textures along the top of objects or anywhere that we've tiled things and it's not really worked the way we wanted. So in the previous video I applied a texture of this wall, and it was just a square seamless texture, and I then tweaked the positioning of that texture in relation to the model and repeated it. So we repeated this same material and stretched it out. So we're seeing only like one square of material, but it's been tiled over the whole area. Now the downside is obviously it's tiled it over the other faces. So on the faces that are a lot smaller, it looks very squashed. Now that will happen if we don't create any UV maps, or we don't even bother to have a look at our UV mapping. Now let me just go to face mode. I'm going to select these faces and hold down shift to select them all. Don't really need to worry about the one at the bottom. Okay, so I've selected them all, and I'm just going to apply a grey texture to them just so you can see the difference here. Okay, so one texture, this Lambert 2, the brick texture that's been applied here. Always good to rename things. I should have renamed that, maybe called it Brick Wall 1. Has been applied, but we need to get a different texture for the top to make it look a little bit more realistic. So in order to do that, we need to follow the same processes. We're going to create a new Lambert, and we're just going to tweak the tiling settings a little bit differently to try and match it and make it work along the top. Okay, so let's clear this work area. So let's just clear that with this shortcut here, clear the graph. And let's do a new Lambert. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to apply a file to this. So we're not looking for a color, we're looking for a file. And we're looking for the same brick wall. Okay. Right. Let's pick this face. Okay. Let me just select it. There we go. And then do the same thing. So on our new brick wall, right click, assign material to selection. Okay. Again, still looking crummy, but let's have a go at tweaking the position a little bit and try and get the right result. So let's repeat it again. Let's go for something like 20, see what happens. Okay, so we can start to see what's happening a little bit. Let's see what happens when we do this. So can you see that actually when I'm tweaking this now, these really squashed bricks are going to get more squashed as yeah, see. So let's go down. Let's go to 0.5. Okay, so we're starting to get a little bit less number of bricks on there. Let's go to 0.1. Okay, maybe a little bit too far, I don't know. 0.15. No, I think we're about there. 0.1 will do for now, I think. Okay, so we're starting to get a little bit more realism on the top. Let's tweak this other one, repeat this. So if we just repeat this once, you can see it's just stretching the entire texture over the whole thing. Let's bring this up and go to like 100 and zoom in. So you can see what's happening now. It's almost too squashed. So let's go for about 30. Okay, and we're trying to find the kind of effectively the right width. Now it is a workaround. It's not again, without a UV map it's never going to be perfect, but you can see that is starting to match our texture width wise and look a little bit more realistic. So have a go at creating different textures with the same material and applying them to different edges, different faces, to help them match and marry up with your main texture more effectively. Remember, if you want to get around UV, not using UV mapping, this is the easiest way to do it. Have a look at the other videos for UV mapping techniques, and we can have a look at doing things a little bit more detailed and getting these bricks to match up properly and look really spot on.